Okay, now going to the next portion, next half, modification of stem for photosynthesis. This portion where the modified stems are used for photosynthesis. This is what we have discussed is happens in cactus, right? In addition to the stem being fleshy, it is green in color too. Now we know the reason why it is green in color, right? It has chlorophyll. So the green stem performs the function of the leaf. It manufactures food for the plant. Leaves are reduced to spines. Okay, modification of stem for support. This is the next portion. So first we read was modification of stem for food, right? So just see, A was for storage, right? B was for photosynthesis and C is for support. So these are the three different ways by which modification of stem happens.
In that storage, it's not onion, right? It's bulb, right?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Onion nahi, this is bulb. Onion is an example of bulb. So tuber, bulb and rhizome. Okay, so these are the three reasons why a stem would modify itself. Right, and be ready with examples for all of them. Okay. Now next is we will study support, modification of stem for support. Now in support what happens is that we were discussing climbers. Remember?
That for photosynthesis, can we tell cactus as an example?
Yeah, you use cactus as an example. Don't cite aloe vera. I'll tell you the reason why. Because there are several schools of thought. Though the leaves have been aloe vera also has been reduced to spines.
Ma'am, can you please go to the slide before? I wanted to ask a question. I forgot to ask.
Let me just finish with what Neha is asking. So basically in aloe vera what happens is that there are many who say that an aloe vera plant does not have a stem. It only has leaves with spines. But there is also a few school of thought which says that the stem is reduced. It has got a very, very short stem, and basically then it has the leaves. There's another school of thought which says that the stem is a modified stem which normally we see and look like a leaf. That's the stem which is green in color, and the leaves are basically the thorns which are there at the margin. Right, so don't cite the example of aloe vera, cite the example of cactus. That's a classical example and that's the best example to give. Yeah, Vamika, ask.
I wanted to ask, can you explain rhizome again? I understand too well.
Okay, rhizome would be basically, see, in rhizomes, what happens is that it has very clear demarcations of nodes.
Ma'am?
Yeah?
Got a doubt.
One by one. Okay, soon after I finish this, please feel free to ask. So every time, you see, today all of you, you'll have a homework, please hold a ginger or a turmeric and then see it from close quarter. You will see these lines very clearly. And you will see from these lines, from one of these lines, maybe a white color bud coming out. That means this will also, after a few days, this will also grow up into a larger extension piece of the ginger. Just like this one has grown. This has also grown from a small bud. So basically a ginger also uses, it's a modified stem which stores food and water. This is it. I mean, all three of them have the same properties. It's just that the category is different. These are tuber, these are bulb, and these are rhizomes.
Ma'am, is it like the same in I don't know what you call it in English, but at chana? Ma'am, but in chana also sometimes I've seen that
No. In chana, what you see is the rhizobium. Don't get confused with rhizome and rhizobium. Chana is basically a leguminous plant. It is a leguminous plant. So all leguminous plants, the roots, they will have a taproot. They will have taproots, right? In those taproots, you will find the roots have globules, nodules, root nodules as we call. There, there's something called a bacteria which stays which is called rhizobium. Rhizobium bacteria. They fix atmospheric nitrogen. Maybe you don't need to study about this now. Next year you might have to study this. This fixes atmospheric nitrogen, which is very beneficial for any kind of leguminous plants like chana, pea, peanut, right? Any kind of leguminous plants will have rhizobium. Don't get confused with rhizome and rhizobium. These are two different things. Yeah.
Ma'am, so that means rhizome is gels which has marking on it, right?
Don't say marking, use nodes and internodes.
Okay.
One
Those
more difference.
notes are clearly seen, right?
Sorry?
In that notes and internodes are clearly seen.
Very clearly seen. You can hold it and you can make it out. The clear lines are there. Okay? So are you through? Can I start with the modification of stem for support? So this is very easy. This is very easy to understand. Cucurbita, here cucurbita would mainly mean the pumpkin family, right? Gourd. Gourd is like, you can call it like rich gourd, bottle gourd, bitter gourd, all the gourd family. Passion flower, they have very weak stem. The stem is very weak, especially when the vegetables grow, it can't hold the vegetable because of the weight. So what do they do is that the stem modifies itself and extends itself and becomes like a tendril, right? So for example, if there is a thread or a rope here, so the tendril will wind itself throughout like this, and this is for support. The stem has more, in this tendril it will not have any leaves. This tendril will not have any leaves. Only the main stem will have. This tendril is purely used for support. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, I'm showing something on my webcam that this is having which root. I'm having a doubt.
I can't see it. Just get it closer. I think so. This is a maize.
Ma'am, it is a corn.
Yeah, that's what maize. Corn. Yeah. If you open it, it will be corns inside. But the vegetable, it's known as a maize.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to. You can make popcorn out of it. You can, boil the corns. You can have corn chaat. This is maize.
Ma'am, then which root is this having?
This is not a root. This is the fruit.
No, ma'am, I understood, but this is having a root, right? Which root it has?
That's not the root. What you're seeing is not the root. Those are the hairs.
Yeah.
That's not the root.
Then
The root will be only at the end of the stem. This is a fruit. There are many fruits which will have, not many, but there would be a few fruits which will have certain hair-like things. Okay, this is not a root. The root will be only where it has to be under the soil. This was not under the soil. This is with the fruit.
so this will be like after this stem, which root will be it having?
I think so. Maize has a taproot only, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Now going back to the next portion. So we are done with tendrils also, right? So whatever hard support or hard structure it gets, it always takes support of that. And that is the work of a modified stem, which is a tendril. Okay. Now let's just
I
understand.
don't understand Tendril. Can you please explain it again?
See, what is tendril? You must have seen this in the pumpkin family, cucurbita gourd family. We are only talking about stem, and we are only talking about modified stem. See, in this case, in this plant, this is the stem. A normal stem will have leaf, flower, fruit, everything. But in this case, in the gourd family, in the cucurbita family, the stem will modify. It will change itself, and it will have tendrils for support. It will look, if there is a wooden stand or a stick here, then what the tendril will do is that it will wind itself entwine itself along with this, and then help to hold the plant straight. Especially when the vegetable or the fruit comes out, it will become very heavy. The plants will not be able to support it. Then the tendrils are needed. At every node you will find there are tendrils coming out. At every node, because it needs a lot of support. So that's how this is a stem. This tendril is a stem, but this stem will not have any leaves. This will only be a tendril, curly kind of a structure.
Ma'am, I have seen it in my house. We will be having pumpkin plants in our house, and it was almost like a big area. It was like spread over.
Yeah, so you must have seen tendrils in that case.